Well, hello, and welcome to my latest video. More Brompton stuff, I'm afraid. And this particular video is about the H&H titanium suspension block, which is a replacement for the existing suspension block on your Brompton T Line or your P Line. One thing to remember, by the way, is if you are buying a new suspension block for a P Line or a T Line, you need to make sure that it is one that is designed for those models, because the suspension block on there, and I believe also on the chapter 3, is different from the suspension block on the standard Brompton, and it has a different type of fitting. So make sure you double check that you're getting the right one. This particular one that I got, which is in titanium in a silver colour, I got from SJS Cycles, and I have already attached it to the bike, so I'm afraid you can't see an unboxing of it, but it does attach relatively straightforwardly, and I'll show it to you, and then I hope to go for a ride and you can see what it's like. So let's go and have a look at the suspension block, shall we? Now here you can see the titanium suspension block by H&H, which I have used to replace the standard black rubber plastic suspension block. And as you can see, I have already attached the suspension block. Now it's quite straightforward to do. You have to undo this bolt here using an Allen key, and then remove the original suspension block, and then you can attach this new suspension block using the same Allen key, although this part here, this black rubber part here, is different, and this is what you get with the H&H suspension block. So when you remove the previous suspension block, make sure you take that black rubber thing away and you use this one instead, and that fixes onto this bar here where the wheels are attached. Okay, so this is the H&H titanium suspension block in silver, and I shall go for a little ride and report back on how it feels when you're on the bike. If you're wondering about this particular implement that I'm using to point to the suspension block, actually during COVID I didn't have much to do with it. I thought it would be quite fun to retrain as a dentist, which I managed to do with an online training course that I found. Took me a couple of months, but I qualified, and this is one of my first dentist tools. So if you do need some dental work done, you can contact me through the usual channels. I don't do NHS work, by the way. Now, as I ride around the grounds of the Hutchings estate, hopefully you can see the movement of the suspension block as it operates beneath my arse. Now, because the camera is pointing downwards, whereas I, of course, am riding forwards, I can't see what the camera sees, but hopefully by the miracle of what us YouTubers call video science, you can see it. And perhaps if you can describe it, you could leave a comment down below so that those people who can't see it for whatever reason can understand what exactly it's doing. Now, I did try riding around the grounds of my estate, taking some video as I went, but I'm afraid trying to do that one-handed over rather rough ground, holding the camera, talking into the microphone, was a level of multitasking that I'm sorry to say I was not the equal of. So instead we'll just do some movement around the Brompton so you can get another view of the titanium suspension block, which is right there. And while we're doing this, I'll also show you another view of the aluminium replacement front carrier block, which you have seen in a video, and I'll also show you the replacement prong there. I call it a prong, you might call it something else, and the replacement stem catcher
which is just there, which I've not done a separate video on, but the prong, as you can imagine and as you would expect, goes into the stem catcher. Both of those items are made of aluminium. So I continue with my Brompton upgrade pimping project, I suppose you might call it, and I'm very pleased with the Brompton. I must say I haven't actually ridden it very much, although I do plan to go up to London, or town as we country people call it, with my mate John on Monday, and hopefully I'll do a video as we go around visiting the sites like the tourists that we are. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. A bit of a short one today, but anyway, hopefully it's still enjoyable. So if you like my videos, please like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and every time I do a new video, you'll get a notification, and isn't that something that you enjoy? So thanks for watching. See you next time.